if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and off, okay?
Remember all those Access Media articles telling you the thing that you clearly didn't like was a good thing? For instance, The Last Jedi has no respect for nostalgia, and that's a good thing. Disney killed the Star Wars expanded universe. Why, that's a good thing. The Eternals is not your typical Marvel movie, and that's a good thing. Andor doesn't feel like Star Wars, and that's a good thing. And who can forget my personal favorite, The Rings of Power is gonna upset Tolkien purists, and that's a good thing. Well, I've got one for you. Woke Hollywood is failing, and that's a good thing. But how can you say that? The corporate shills have said woke Hollywood is doing just fine, and you're just a teeny tiny vocal minority of bigots. Well, let's recap the year, and you'll have to forgive me, I'm doing this off the top of my head. Award shows completely bombing, including the Oscars, which was only saved from being another record low by the slap heard around the world. Disney Star Wars accomplishing the inexplicable by breaking Disney Star Wars again with Obi-Wan. The beginnings of a woke Netflix culling following the failed Chappelle protests.
We understand that jokes are jokes, things are things, but at the end of the day,
what the hell is even that?
A year of Disney Marvel diminishing returns in the theater and absolute MCU failures on Disney Plus. Couple that with all of those Disney flops, including one from Pixar.
Sexism in gaming.
The inevitable demise of G4 in under a year. Batgirl, a near-completed film, canceled and erased from existence. Zaslav with his axe, firing all the big shots at formerly America's dumbest company, Warner Brothers, and then hiring James Gunn and bringing back Henry Cavill. The wokest of the woke, CW, selling for a bag of potato chips. Unfortunately, the company who bought them overpaid after they found out for every dollar the CW was spending, it was losing $2.
everything burns.
Then, of course, there's The Woman King, a historical drama and a female empowerment story about slavers somehow managing to have a good opening on the worst box office weekend in 25 years.
If you don't come see it, then you're sending a message that black women cannot lead the box office globally. That you are supporting that narrative.
Bros, an LGBTQ plus rom-com, completely flopped after the star of the film called potential movie ticket buyers homophobes. And one of the more surprising things of the year, no, not The Rings of Power being a complete disaster, the successful fan backlash that absolutely, positively defeated a $1 trillion company. And the most recent thing, Disney firing their CEO in the middle of the night on a Sunday.
The company says with its parks and other operations shut down, it lost more than $1 billion last quarter alone.
Today, dozens of Disney employees walked off the job, an act of protest over Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bill.
Don't say he, she, ladies, gentlemen, just very basically we have to be in fear of what we say now.
I want you to know that your words have made a real impact on me. I understand that we've made mistakes and the pain that those mistakes have caused. And I know that our silence wasn't just about the bill in Florida, but about every time an individual or institution that should have stood up for this community did not.
Get woke, go broke. Or in the case of Twitter and Warner Brothers, get woke, get taken over. And lest we not forget Elon Musk's hostile takeover of Twitter, and the meltdown has been glorious, particularly from woke Hollywood.
I know that a lot of you people at home want to reach for your remote when you feel like Hollywood is preaching to you.
No shit.
Some movies and shows that overtly showcase diversity and inclusion have either struggled in the marketplace or failed to get off the runway. The takeaway, at least for some agents and studio executives, the smart ones, we tried. These woke projects don't work. And the reason it doesn't work isn't because of diversity and inclusion, au contraire, it's the message that lacks either. And all of this was inevitable. To the stands and corporate shills who have been telling us Disney and Hollywood are doing just fine, to all the others who have been saying your voice doesn't matter and it's all a waste of time. Just a reminder, Disney lost $1.5 billion on its streaming in one quarter, and now Bob Chapek is being accused of cooking the books again. And one more time, because this is never going to get old, Disney fired their CEO in the middle of the night on a Sunday, and I know they replaced him with the same idiot who got us here, but it was the action itself. To state the obvious, because that's what I have to do here on YouTube, these are not the actions of a healthy organization. Is Hollywood going to change? Time will tell. It certainly looks like a couple of organizations are at least trying, but others still need to hit bottom, but they're well on their way. Maybe Hollywood shouldn't have prioritized identity politics over profit. Maybe they shouldn't have told half of their audience to f off. Maybe they should have actually competed instead of colluded, which is a bad thing. That's why woke Hollywood failing is a good thing.
Gives you